Hello and welcome back. Today in episode 89 we'll be examining the first major update to the Nintendo DS range of handhelds, the 3DS. And it was first offered for sale February 26, 2011. The distinctive highly glossy handheld was given the early production code of CRT-001. But before we dive headlong into this week's star in focus, the gorgeous 3DS, let's take a few moments to look back at our last episode, episode 88, and our photo quiz question that we on this channel like to call What in the World? And it was a stinker of a challenge, and in all fairness I'm sorry for that, but it was, as you can see now, a pair of Nintendo DS pedometers. And while both of these are official Nintendo products, they are very fringe items and obviously quite obscure, and clearly not very well known as no one was able to identify these. The development of the 3DS in prototype form looked more like a DS Lite, rather than the production 3DS we would actually receive. Even the E3 show from 2010, where Nintendo displayed an early production unit with a color-coded, or color-matching circle pad controller, that never made it into full production, shows only that the development does not stop until the product is available on the store shelves. The Nintendo original 3DS was released in the month of February 2011 in Japan, and early March 2011 throughout the entire Western Hemisphere. Launch colors included Cosmo Black and Aqua Blue, with a third color, labeled simply Flame Red, released shortly after the initial release date. Similar to the Nintendo Wii console's features, the 3DS tracks your gameplay. It records what games you have played as well as how long you have played them. There is also a step counting feature. If you take your 3DS with you when you walk, say at school or college, from class to class, or you are just getting some exercise, the 3DS will count every step you take along the way. And, with every step you take, you accumulate a thing called Play Coins, which are used with certain games to acquire special goodies and some other benefits that will aid you in those games. These Play Coins are a sort of in-game currency for the Nintendo 3DS. They can be used to buy things and unique items, such as secret game modes, or exclusive characters, upgraded weapons and even cheats in certain compatible games. They are earned by taking 100 steps, where you'll receive a single coin. This is achieved when a 3DS system is closed but still powered on. This is deemed to be in sleep mode. A maximum of 10 gold coins a day can be earned, and only 300 coins maximum can be had or stored at any one time on the system. The circle controller situated on the lower left, as well as the upper 3D enabled screen, coupled to the 3D depth slider control, were all brand new features that set this system apart. It also came with a display cradle, an accessory that made charging the internal battery simpler, while offering a great gaming angle, as well as a quality metal telescopic stylus, and importantly 6 AR cards. Augmented reality was a key feature for the 3DS, and the enclosed AR cards were designed to showcase this feature with simple but highly impressive games. Augmented reality cards are included in the retail packaging as a standard feature. Seen by Nintendo as a unique selling point for this system, the concept uses the two stereoscopic cameras and its 3D functionality to present a detailed, somewhat holographic style figure that hovers above the included AR cards when viewed through the screen. This interesting feature is brand new to the Nintendo gaming industry, with only the Virtual Boy as a credible predecessor in the field of 3D. There were some augmented games that came with the 3DS and the 6 initial cards, but many other games would later support this feature. So using my dining room as my studio, and my light box balanced on the edge of my dining room table, I've tried to film the original AR cards being used, playing the mini games, initially in 3D, which looks messy when filmed, but awesome in real life. Also remember, filming and playing is also quite hard. Then later I've added a short video with it in 2D, with the 3D switched off, which translates better to being filmed for this episode. Here we see me playing the AR card, the one with the question mark box icon on it. It is shown here in full 3D, and the image is heavily shadowed due to that fact, but in real life it's actually very good. It is an aim and fire game, consisting of small augmented reality darts and various targets. And like most mini games, designed to sell a concept, it initially confirms you understand the basic premise on the gameplay dynamics, then it gradually increases the pressure and the tempo. 1 target becomes 6, 6 becomes a minor boss, and so on. Now the illusion of depth is actually incredible. The AR cards not only project images upwards and outwards, but also downwards, under the card itself, giving glimpses into the space below the card, like peeking into another world. With the 3D disabled and switched off, the image in this video becomes much clearer. As previously mentioned, the retail package came with 6 AR cards. They're contained in a neat yellow envelope, and have Mario, Link, Kirby, Samus, and Pikmin cards. These are respectively labeled A1 through to A6 in the instructions book, which, as a digression but a noteworthy fact, It is absolutely massive. Other games, such as Nintendogs and Cats, have Super Mario related content, and the use of AR cards allow accessibility to extra content, which is available by scanning the Mario card seen here. Some games, like Photos with Mario, use additional sets of AR cards. Returning to the video we see currently playing on the screen, you'll see that the Golden Dragon round is in progress. It needs to turn from gold to black. This is after I strike it enough with my darts to its body area. Then, once defeated and reanimated as the final Black Dragon, the attack is intensified and continues, until the final Black Dragon, the boss of this round, is defeated. When this occurs, a small, but exciting explosion heralds your success and a small fanfare accompanies the game's completion, before a timer rates your efforts. So, the 3D graphics are honestly, in my humble opinion, much more than a passing fad, a mere gimmick. It actually heightens the visual excitement, as well as the sheer immersiveness to an amazing level, and more than justifies both its title and functionality. The Amiibo series of quality figurines slightly post-dated the original 3DS launch, and therefore in its original configuration, it could not register an Amiibo. In order to play with Amiibo on a launch 3DS, you will need an Amiibo figure or card, a compatible game, and a Nintendo 3DS NFC reader, as an accessory unit, as shown here. Animal Crossing was an early bundled accessory that contained a disc-shaped NFC reader, as well as the game and cards to encourage early adoption of this valuable new line of physical merchandise. Amiibos are really great. They obviously opened up a brand new and lucrative revenue stream for Nintendo. I personally was very happy with both the quality and feel of all the figures I bought. They feel solid, are well painted, probably won't break with an accidental drop. They are really nice to look at, and honestly you could display these as standalone sets, and never even use them in a game at all, and it would be a nice quality looking collection in its own right. The Nintendo 3DS XL, also called Nintendo 3DS LL in Japan, it is the second version of the original Nintendo 3DS handheld. Similarly to the previous larger model, the DSi XL, the 3DS XL has much larger screens. The upper measures 4.88 inches and the lower measuring 4.18 inches, making both a whopping 90% larger than the standard launch edition Nintendo 3DS. Ergonomically given rounded corners, as well as a new sleek digital home, select, and start buttons, in favor of the embedded physical ones found on the smaller original Nintendo 3DS. The XL handheld also sports a single color job instead of the dual color job of its predecessor on the interior of the lid. Additionally, it is packaged with a 4GB SD memory card, and the battery has been better optimized to last longer. It lasts about 3.5 to 6 hours when playing 3DS games, compared to the 3 to 5 hours of play on the original version. The handheld was released in Japan and Europe on July 28, 2012, and in North America on August 19, 2012. In Japan and Europe, the handheld does not come with a battery charger, but it can use the original Nintendo 3DS, or DSi charger. The handheld has its own charger in North America, but it does not include the charging cradle packaged with the original 3DS. Game cards for the Nintendo 3DS are more advanced, and have a much larger storage memory, when compared to the gray, or black predecessors, and store from 1 to 8 GB in size. To differentiate them, they became off-white in color. However, they still look very similar to the original DS game cards, but the newer, off-white ones are incompatible, and have a small tab on one side to prevent them from being inserted into original DS, or DS Lite, or even a DSi. So that brings us a full 360 degrees, and back to this episode's photo quiz question, we like to call, what in the world? If you know what Nintendo item this is, feel free to drop a line in the comments section below. If not, tune into our next episode and find out. Please feel free to add a helpful and supportive thumbs up and a like, and, as always, you're encouraged to share this content, and even consider following us with a subscription. But ultimately, I'd like to thank each and everyone on here for their continued support, and thank you so much for watching.